We came out and did the driving school for the Bandoleros. And I remember it was like 24 seconds or 34 seconds around the 5th mile out there, which is slower than how we get around here in a cup car on the big track. So I was pretty far off the pace. I do remember that. And by the end of the school, got to rolling around there pretty good, and felt pretty comfortable. And it turned out to be the thing that really started my auto racing career. First race I ever won, I don't remember, but I can remember our first Legends car win was out here in the Chargers division. We didn't have any numbers at the shop, so it was just a black car. I think the chassis was like royal purple. It was a good looking car, and we ended up running Circle R, which was a sponsored decal off of the side of a monster truck that my crew chief at the time was had laying around the shop. So we ran Circle R, and we won our first race there. I think we lapped the field in that race. That was pretty neat. Or I think I might have run an extra lap too. I didn't see the checkered flag, so I just kept going. I was 13 years old. It was when we sat down in the living room out at the house in Texas in Prosper, and sat down and said, all right, this can be a hobby and we can go race for fun on the weekends, or if you really want this to be a career path, we're going to commit to it. We're going to start traveling, racing during the summer for the 3 months that you have off. This is what we're going to do. And so it was like, man, this would be awesome. This is what I want to do. Oh man, thousands. I mean, it's into the thousands at least. It seems like, we were running, gotta be. Maybe I'm exaggerating. Maybe it's just a couple hundred, but by the time you look at it, we ran so many races on the 5th mile, the quarter mile for, what was it, the Thursday night Stampede? Ran those races. We ran the Winter Series. We ran the dirt track for one race in the Legends car. That was strange. And then, the road courses through all the Winter Series stuff. And then the big track, obviously we don't race near as often as we were growing up. But I do have experience on every surface we have out here, so that's good. Let's put it this way. I got plaques from the first place plaques we used to get from the Winter Series. I have them stacked in boxes, stored up right now, and just made it from my old room in Prosper to North Carolina. And I'm trying to figure out how to unbox all the trophies and the plaques because they're on a pallet right now. They're stacked up and they're saran wrapped. It looks like a shipping pallet of goodies going to somewhere, and it's a little overwhelming, so I haven't even gotten to it. So I think that's a good thing. All my 3rd place and 2nd place trophies, I'm not too partial to those anymore. I'm just hanging on to the first now. It was not ideal, and even I didn't really want to do it. My mom was definitely against it. Dad kind of understood it was part of what needed to happen, but didn't want to. Obviously you miss out on a lot of family time. Had an awesome relationship with my 2 younger sisters as well, and now I try and get home as often as I can to try and make up for lost time, but it's the one thing you can't get back. So it was a very tough move. Usually you don't leave the house till 17, 18, 19 years old, and Mom kind of sprung that one on her that I was leaving a couple of years early. So it was tough initially, and always knew it would be, but obviously well worth the end result to try and get something done that I wanted to accomplish. And now it's all about trying to get back here as much as I can and hang out. My dad was actually out here today for the test, hanging out with us and just kind of watching everything going on. So it's always nice to be able to see him. My parents have had season tickets here for as long as I can remember. I remember being, well, I don't really remember it, but I get glimpses and stories of the first race here back in '97 in the muddy disaster out there. And since that, we always parked in one of the swales still. So that was Dad's parking spot. He doesn't like door dings, so we'd go park in one of the swales out in the parking lot where no one would be next to us. We'd come in and we'd sit in our seats. They were off of turn 4 for the longest time. And then he was able to upgrade many years ago to right on the start-finish line for being season ticket holders for so long. So I've watched many races from up in the grandstands. You know, I can remember running the quarter-mile race and in the Legends cars, you know, during Cup weekend, and then going up to the grandstands and passing out from being tired afterwards, and you know, waking up for the last 50 laps. I mean, just different things. But you know, it's just cool to say that, you know, I spent weekends out here where I didn't race at all before racing. You know, that I was literally just coming out here as a fan to watch this event, and to know now that on Sunday, you know, get to be part of that, you know, 39 other drivers that get to fire them up and go out there and put on a show. I mean, that's pretty cool now. I mean, to really look back at it and realize that wasn't that long ago, and to say that we made it this far, I've been pretty lucky along the way, worked extremely hard for it, and been very, very blessed to have the opportunities I have, and you know, just cool to be here at this point.